Hello and thanks for selecting an episode of Quest. The series that I've called Quest, the videos that I make, it's just regarding stuff that I find strange and bizarre. Strange phenomena, mega coincidences, different light levels in the way the weather's behaving, the strange trails in the sky. Notably, the phenomena that's referred to online as the Mandela effect phenomena. Also, like the time itself, as far as I'm concerned, I've experienced it. I would say it's sped up by a factor of 2. That's how I've experienced it anyway lately. And it's not just because I'm getting older, it actually has sped up. I genuinely believe that and feel that it has. So that's just to name a few things that have been happening that are quite bizarre. So the series that I named Quest on my channel is just basically sharing my experiences with you, and if you want to leave a comment with your explanations, if you want, well, feel free if you want to suggest what it may be, because I'm always interested in learning these things, the bizarre phenomena and stuff, and fascinated in them, and I really genuinely want to learn what's going on and why things have changed and what's causing them, how it's doing it. So, but the video purposely is just for sharing with you, the viewers, the strange stuff that I find, at least anyway, bizarre and strange. So, hope you find it interesting. Thanks for selecting and enjoy. A bizarre sun, 21st of April 2024. Just looks quite bizarre. If I could a picture of that. Almost like there's two suns. It's quite strange. So I'm logging it in anyway. 24th of April 2024, and it's the time. It's 8 o'clock, just after it, but going on 8:05 PM, obviously. So it's Sunday the 21st of April. Just came back from the hill walking. It's good. So just find this bizarre anyway. Okay, bizarre sun. Like lines at the bottom where it meets the horizon. So I've used the filter just to try and highlight that a wee bit. That's in the kind of northwest where it should be sort of setting kind of thing. And another thing, that's the cloud false horizon above the actual ground horizon. So got the cloud false horizon, which is probably from ground-based chemtrails or ground-based chemical. I don't know, but it's very odd anyway why you would have this false horizon. Then you've got the actual ground horizon just below it. So again, it's just very odd, very unusual. So it's almost like there's two suns. No, this is odd because it's not zooming in now. There we go. It's almost like there's two suns. Both of them, the bottom one being the more traditional yellow colour like it used to be. And the top one is this kind of white colour, which is this modern sun, if you like. But it does look like there's sort of two light sources. I mean, you can see the brilliance in them now. I mean, the bottom one and the top one, there's two sort of pinpoints of light with that kind of cloud or whatever it is line between them. I mean, if that was the sun, one light source, then it'd be like oval shape. But that's quite impressive, but it's really bizarre as well. So I've turned the filter on the phone to highlight the the two suns or two light sources are close together. Quite bizarre. The top one's kind of like fading out. The bottom one is still quite predominant. I've got it zoomed in so it's not quite as steady, but I'll try and keep a steady hand. It's on the A12, so it's not got the same steady functions as the S20. I've decided just to do it on the A12 phone. Certainly not what the sun used to be like, that's for sure. That is bizarre. I mean, 2018 was like a big... but that's when I started noticing it really quite prolific, or predominantly. 2018 was a sort of the big year. The beginning of, well, it was bizarre stuff going on before, like Mandela effect, but 2018 was the year that I noticed massive changes with the weather and the sun. So it's 6 years later and I'm still amazed by it. I mean, bear in mind that at 2018 I was like nearly 43, so all these years, decades in fact, I was just not familiar with this new phenomena. And I'm still amazed by it. So I mean, all that momentum, 40 odd years momentum of believing that the sun was the way it was until now, or until then, 2018, when I noticed the big difference. And still fascinating. Well, I'm never going to get bored. I want to learn what's going on. So can't look at it, but I'll try and it's the best I could do with the camera. So it's like I could see the spherical sun, the actual ball, as a whole now, as a oneer, but it's not quite so clear in the camera, but and then it'll start setting below the false horizon, which is the clouds, which is just above the actual horizon, which is the hills, the ground. So very odd anyway. So it's logging it in anyway, 21st April 2024, and it's 8:15 in the evening. Starting to set below the false horizon. So there's maybe a reason why this false horizon, the cloud one, is produced, maybe to prevent the sun being seen setting below the actual ground horizon. There's maybe a reason why this fake cloud horizon has been always the case when this, well, a lot of the times of recently years that the sun's been going behind it. It's setting right behind the false horizon and it's completely obscured now. There's no light shining through this false horizon. It completely blocks everything else. It's just a dark nothing. It's just like a line. It goes right over, and that's the cloud apparently. And then just below that you've got the hills, which is the natural ground horizon. And that's it. That's the sun down below the false horizon, the cloud one, and there's nothing whatsoever shown through the actual cloud. Nothing. Not even any light at all. It's just you got light and now you don't. That's not how the sunset used to be like when it was through clouds. You see it, that's it gone. That's it. Gone. Below the false cloud horizon. And you've got another good, well, you can see the distance between that and the ground horizon. You can see the ground horizon, the hills, the trees on it. And this false horizon that goes, this cloud false horizon, it could be made from chemicals coming up from the ground, I don't know. I've heard of chemtrails, but you get ground-based chemtrails, I don't know. But it's bizarre, I can assure you. The fact that you can't see anything whatsoever, no light coming through that cloud whatsoever. It's almost like it's land. That's the land there. And that's this cloud horizon just above it. And you can see the distance between the ground and the top of the false cloud horizon. And there's not a drop of light through that. Nothing. Completely blocked out the sun. Completely. So that's... yeah, and still amazed by the massive changes in the weather and the sun behaviour. And all the trails in the sky, chemtrails, I've heard them being called. Since 2018 was a big year. 6 years later and still mega fascinated and very much interested to know and learn what's going on. Prior to 2018, that was a good 43 years of my life. So all that momentum, thinking the sun was the way it was. When I knew there was differences on the build-up to it, but I never really... The turning point was 2018. That's when I realised that completely things are odd with the weather and the sun. So, same date, 21st of April 2024, logging it in. And it's just after 20 past 8 PM in the evening. This is quite a remarkable coincidence. I heard somebody mentioning a film or mentioning a phrase, are we there yet? Now, I've heard it before, so I was just wondering about the film. I checked around on my phone, just screen saved it. But I went onto my the Virgin box when I went into the app for the Prime, Amazon Prime, and I just typed in the words R, the word R, 3-letter word R, and in the suggestions, it's like it read my mind, it's got, are we there yet? Right there. Now, I only typed in the word R. I mean, good grief, really. I think these things could read your mind now. So I'm logging it in, 21st of April, 2024. That's just far too much of a coincidence. I mean, I just typed in the word R. And I kind of like muttered, I spoke to myself, as I was typing it, and I said something like, are we there yet? I was saying that to myself. I said it in words, and I thought about it before anyway, but I was just saying, right, I'm going to type in, are we there yet? And I just typed in the word R, and I said, are we there yet? Before I even typed in, I just sort of said to myself, I'm going to better watch, are we there yet? Just said that to myself, and nobody... here, and this came up. I only typed in the word R, and that is coming up already. I kind of knew it. I was just waiting on it happening, because this sort of thing has happened before with the internet. You just think things, and then you see adverts coming up for it. So I was kind of half expecting it, and lo and below, there it happened. In fact, it's just there. I've only typed in the word R, and it comes up there. Incredible. That's right off a scale of coincidence. I don't believe it is a coincidence. There's more to it than that. I think it's actually mind reading, because electromagnetic brainwaves, it's an electronic device, transmitters and receivers, so it's just decoding brainwaves into thought patterns will just be decoded with artificial intelligence, and up it comes, reads my mind. Well, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I know what I do know for sure is that that's just way off a scale coincidence. I don't know what's going on, but that's an idea anyway. So logging it in, 21st of April 2024. Well, technically it's 22nd of April 2024 because it's 24, just going on 25 past midnight. So, but I'm just going to log it in as the 21st of April 2024. I've never seen this film before. And I've heard this phrase being mentioned quite a few times, so now I'm just wondering what it's about. That's the film in question anyway. So I thought I'd just give it a go tonight. See what it's like, see what it's about. It's bizarre, that plane is so slow. It's flying so slowly. Planes are meant to be flying fast, that's why they call it flying along when you're driving quick. That is really, really slow. I find that pretty bizarre. How slow it is, just like it's stopped. I mean, the whole principle of a plane working is it's meant to be going so fast that the wind under the wings creates lift. It's almost like it's hovering. So there is possible Mandela effect on that one, because my recollection was always planes flew very, very fast, and that's the whole principle of how they worked. So it's quite bizarre that it seems very slowly instead. I mean, anyway, that's for another video. Like I say, when I mentioned the Mandela effect phenomenon, always do your own research into it first and come to your own conclusions regarding it. Researching or searching. So we're just about back. So it's the next night, again looking at the moon through the clouds, and there's a cloudy sky. I could actually see the moon clearly, and I could see the craters on it. So it's really bizarre. I mean, the clouds apparently could cover out the sun, so surely it would cover out the moon. But I'm standing here seeing the moon through the clouds. Can't figure that one out. I'd have thought that the clouds would come, and I could actually see a star as well, very faintly. The camera won't pick it up, but it's there, just to the right, about the half three position. I mean, this isn't really the best of cameras, it's the other device, but it's as good as I've got at the moment. I've just finished my shift. It's getting on for about midnight, and a couple of days ago, it was the day before yesterday, I was getting the same phenomena, and I was able to visually see the crater on the moon. I don't know if the camera's picking it out, but I could certainly see it through the clouds. So when it's a cloudy day, you can't see the sun. You'll get the sunlight, but you can't see the sun. But here I am standing there witnessing the moon through the clouds. And that's just meant to be the reflection of the sunlight off the moon. Very bizarre. 19th of March 2024. I find this quite bizarre actually. This is at Aberdeen. It's just at the docking area, not far from the bridge there. Just up there, up ahead there is the Union Square. There's like bubbles in the water. It's coming up from the ground. So I can't quite understand what that is. It's going in a line. It's coming from there, stretches right away up. It's like the water's boiling at these bits. It seems to go out from stretches along in a kind of line. And I get a closer up look at it. There's some out there as well. You can zoom in there. And then it's like it's coming up from, seeping up from the ground. There's some quite close. Well, it's just stopped there actually. But one of them just stopped as well quite closer, but these are... So I'm not really sure what that is. And there's another one. If you can get it to zoom in. It's emanating from the ground, it's certainly seeping up from the floor. I don't know what's under that, if it's a pipe, the air leaking out of it, or gas or something, I don't know. But I find it bizarre anyway. So I'm logging this in, 14th of April 2024 here up at Aberdeen. And there's another one trying to come through there as well, a few bubbles. Just sort of odd bubble or two coming up. So I don't know if that's anything to do with the industrial line, the gas work, or something seeping out. I don't know what it is. But it's stretching along anyway, in a sort of fairly straight line. I don't know about further out. This is all I could see at this point anyway. There's even some just some there as well, so it's coming out into the air. As I said, I just can't figure out what that is. Pretty odd. Oh, I'll log that in. There's steps down there, comes down to this area. Ducks and that in the water. I think it's the River Dee. And up there is just the centre of Aberdeen. That's sort of just across the bridge and down a wee bit. You've got the Union Square and bus station and that. I think that's what, I'm not sure, is it Tory or something, the district up there? I'm not quite sure what it's called, but pretty bizarre. Thought I'd log it in anyway. So that's the area I was standing at when I saw the bubbles. It's just down there basically. Put you in the picture as to where it is and what the surrounding area is like. It's just in the centre of Aberdeen, more or less. And then the other side of the bridge is just over. It's the River Dee, I think. But anyway, it was down there, that's where the spot. So I just thought I'd add that bit onto the video just to show where it was in relation to everything else. Now this is just absolutely balmy. What on earth is that? It can't be the moon. Surely not. Just try to get it to focus, but it's just not really coming out too well. This is looking from the top of Dundee Law. It does sort of have this sort of shape, but it's a very unusual. I've never seen the moon that low before, and that colour. Unfortunately, I can't get this to go in any clearer. I'll try using my other phone. Yeah, I'm just switching to my other phone. I don't know what the heck that is. That is just absolutely bizarre. It's very unusual that it's coming out a bit hazy, but looking from the top of Dundee Law anyway. It's like a very low, dim, red, brownish moon. I've never saw it like that, and it's also very low to the horizon, and it's a sort of very reddish, brownish colour. And I was up here facing the other way, unfortunately, and there was just a way to drive away from the top of Dundee Law, and I just happened to notice it. Now this is behaving very unusual, why this camera seems to be. Done it with the other phone. This is the better one, this is the S20, and it's still sort of like throwing it out of focus for some reason. It's like it's, I don't know what's going on, like. But I've never saw the moon as low to the ground and horizon like that before. That is just absolutely bonkers. And the weather's behaving pretty strangely as well. That it's been like raining one day, the next day it's bone dry and sunny, the next day it's raining again, the next day it's bone dry. I mean, it's just mental. I don't know if the moon's rising or what, I don't know what it's doing, but it seems to be coming more into focus now. That is just impressive. It's really an unusual colour for the moon. And it's very low down and it's very reddish coloured. I was just about to leave from the Lower Hall and then the Dundee Law, the top of Dundee Law. And as I say, this is really odd. Why this camera seems to be behaving differently. It's always thrown it out of focus, annoyingly. Why it's doing that? There's nothing wrong with the camera. It's just like it's been something causing it to. So I was looking over the River Tay, over the Dundee city of Dundee, and just at the moment, so I was just about to leave, and it looks like other people have just spotted it as well. That is really, really strange. Earlier on the day it was absolutely bucketing me rain, and then it sort of cleared up, and now it's freezing, unseasonably cold. It's the 27th of March 2024, it's after 9 o'clock, it's about, oh god, it means it's 9:45. It's getting on for 9:45 at night. And it's looking at the south-east. So that's the River Tay, the Tay Road Bridge, and looking over towards St Andrews in the south-east direction. Oh, it's just trying my best. I mean, this phone normally behaves better. It's just, I don't know why it's wanting to continually sort of go out of focus like that. But it's not really, it's frustrating because it's almost like there's something stopping it from focusing in. I can't understand that. It's not even operating this function. This function's totally disarmed. The bit where you've got the padlock and you get all the brilliance, the colour. It's very unusual why it's behaving differently, but it is. It feels like it's behaving differently anyway. The phone, I don't know why it's doing that. If it's got interference with the electronic stuff, I don't know. But anyway, it's a bit cold. I'm going to have to get going. It looked like I just witnessed the moon rising above the horizon, which I've never saw before. Very seldom anyway. Can't remember ever seen it like that. Certainly not like that. I mean, it took my attention when I was just about to leave and I clocked it and I went, bloody heck. So, got some pictures. That red, by the way, is just the tail lights of my car reflecting off the pillars. There's like metal pillars here at the top of Dundee Law, and these red lights are just it's just the tail lights reflecting off them, from the car. Anyway, that'll do. My hands are freezing. I've got some footage of the moonrise. So it's about 9:15 going on 10 at night on the 27th of March 2024, seen here from the top of Dundee Law, looking over towards the southeast, and actually just witnessing the moon going behind some sort of cloud at the top. You can see it changing its shape. change in its appearance anyway. And this function now isn't working. It's adjust the things, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I'm going to have to just leave it at that for now. So this is very bizarre. It's just off 9 Mills, well, it's on 9 Mills Avenue. This tree here, I mean, what is it? It's on the road and everything. I mean, we haven't had that much strong winds lately. How come this? I mean, we've had some wind, but nothing really, nothing odd, nothing out of the ordinary. I wouldn't say we had any real strong winds. I mean, it's in the road. I mean, it must have just happened recently. I haven't had any wind really, not today. Not had much yesterday neither. I mean, this must have just happened. Why? Why would these trees suddenly just collapse down like this? Why would that be? I just happened to come across it. I was just coming up the road there. Decided to go this way for a change, up the 9 Mills Avenue, and saw this, so I decided just to pull in and stop and log it in. So I'll try and get round the other side of this. Oh, was that another one? No, it's not. No, I thought it was. So I'm going to get round the other side of that hedge and have a look. I mean, this is right over the road. It's over the cycle lane, it's actually onto the road. So I mean, it couldn't have been like that for, couldn't have. I hadn't had winds lately, so how come this? So I'm going to get myself over there and just see what's happening. So that's just another tree that's been cut down, but so on the opposite side of this hedge, that's the student accommodation for the hospital, 9 Mills Hospital. So I've done lots of videos on strange trees, this being a phenomenon in its own right. The tree trunks, it never used to be so low down like that. There would be a big trunk at the bottom, then it would split in two further up, and they're also leaning at all sorts of crazy strange angles, which was never normal. Only come across these lately within the last few years. But anyway, this is why on earth they came down. I mean, these are pretty sturdy trees. Oh, it's just the battery going. Hang on. Right, so I don't know if battery was going or what. But anyway, this is a closer up look at this. It just seems to have completely fell over for no. I mean, as I say, we haven't had winds lately, and why is the rest of the stuff not blown over? And these are solid, these are pretty hefty trunks, tree trunks. And anyway, that's pretty bizarre, the way it's been grown like that. That's an unusual like tree. So I find that really bizarre. Let's see if we can get another look on this side. So there's again, it looked like that tree had the two trunks merging together at the bottom, like that. Trees always, for what I always remember them, used to be the trunk, then they would maybe split off away further up, not as low as that. This is a new sort of phenomenon that I've been noticing with trees in the last few years that I find really bonkers. But this just... As I say, this must have just happened recently, because that is over the road. and it wouldn't be left like that for any length of time. So I haven't had any winds, strong winds lately. Oh, and the date, by the way, logging it in on the 27th of March 2024 is when I discovered this. 27th of March 2024 at 9 Mills Avenue in Dundee. Another strange thing is this very bright light in the sky now. This is 9 Mills Avenue. I've just logged in the strange trees. I saw a strange moon earlier on today. Now there's a very bright light in the sky. It's not a plane. I've seen this before in the south. It's very unusual, and seen it very clearly today or tonight, because it's about, oh, it's after 10 o'clock at night. It's 27th of March 2024. As I said, I just literally finished logging in these trees that came down on the road, which is very unusual, and then I'm now seeing this very bright light. It's sort of fading out now. There's no navigation lights flashing or anything like that. It may appear a bit of a flash on the camera, but I could certainly not see any. It's not the first time I've seen this lately, and I'm very clearly seeing it tonight. Very unusual one. So it's still there, but it's just very faint. It's fainter now. Anyway, logging in, 27th of March 2024, and it's 11:15 at night, and I'm viewing it from 9 Mills Avenue. So it sort of like appears to be moving to the west, that light, very slowly, but there's no, I can't see any navigational lights on it or anything. I could just make it out with my naked eye, but you're not seeing it very well in the camera, I don't think. And then it will come out a full cycle from what I've remembered before previously when I've seen that. Anyway, I've logged it in, so. And this is where the tree was yesterday when I discovered it. It was over the road and everything. You can just see a wee bit of the remnants. I saw like workmen, gardening machines and lorries and that further down the other parts. But they've sort of cleared it, so that must have came down recently, because you wouldn't have left it like that for any length of time. And there wasn't any winds recently. This is the following day after I discovered it. So the date today, 28th of March 2024. And like I said, it couldn't have been left like that for any length of time. I discovered this yesterday night. It was well after 10 o'clock at night. I discovered it because I was driving up this way and I spotted it. So it must have happened relatively soon. And there wasn't any strong winds recently. So it's bizarre that a tree of that magnitude could, you know, you can see how thick the trunks are. How that could just blow over and all the rest remain standing. Even smaller trees remaining standing, but that one gets it. I don't really understand that, how that would blow over, if indeed it was blown over, or whatever happened to cause it to end up like that. But anyway, it's cleared away now, 28th of March 2024 at 9 Mills Avenue. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed that, or found it interesting, or whatever. If you say you want to, have you got any suggestions to any of the stuff that I find bizarre? If you've got any explanations for it, feel free to put them in the comments. I'd be interested to hear them, and whoever else reads the comments might be interested also in your comments. So feel free. So that's my experiences anyway. I find stuff bizarre. So okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.